In this class, we discuss about the very important topic in the theory of computation and formal languages. It is deterministic finite automata. In short, we'll call this as a DFA. So, as we discussed in the previous classes in the finite automata, you are having two categories of the finite automatas. One is deterministic finite automata, and second one is the non-deterministic finite automata. When coming to the deterministic finite automata, in this session we are discussing about the what is deterministic finite automata, and what is the main key factors in DFA, and how to recognize the particular elements that we are doing. So deterministic finite automata, when coming to the normal definition of an deterministic, you can see the definition here refers to the fact that on each input there is only one state. Means, so whenever you are having the states q0, q1 and all like that, so which each and every input there should be only one state, so which you are going to be applying the transition. Means q0 on A, you can have only one state. q0 on B, you can go only to the one state. Means whenever whatever the input we are represented here, the transition should reflect only to the q1, but you cannot represent like q1 on A is going to q2, as well as q1 on A is going to q3. You cannot represent like this. So this operation you will call it as a deterministic finite automation. So when coming to the DFA, so you can see the definition of an DFA, a deterministic finite automata having the 5 tuple representation, same like a finite automata. So what are the tuple representations are indicated in the finite automata? And the same tuple representations are indicated here also. So we are having 5 tuples here. So the first one is a set of states. So that is denoted as a capital Q. Means you can denote the states as Q0, Q1, Q2 and so on. That's the first one. And second, we are representing the set of input symbols, that's we denoted it as a sigma. So sigma equals to you may represent 0 1, or you may represent it as an A comma B, something like this. So whatever the input alphabets we have taken, that all the symbols we are represented, that is the second. And coming to the third, a transition function. So whatever the transition function we are applying here, the transition function, so that you are indicated with the delta. The transition function applying from the state q0 comma A, that's what q comma A. So q0 comma A, when your q0 having the input A, it is moving to the another input. Means it is moving to the another state q2. So it should be a subset of q. So compulsory, so q2 it should be a subset of q. Ante if suppose q lo q1, q2 and so on ఉంటే కంపల్సరీగా ఈ ట్రాన్సిషన్ ఫంక్షన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ ట్రాన్సిషన్ ఫంక్షన్ q1 నుంచి q2కి వెళ్తే కంపల్సరీగా ఈ q2 ఆర్ q3 ఆర్ q4 ఏ స్టేట్ అయితే మనకు అవుట్పుట్ వస్తుందో దట్ స్టేట్ షుడ్ బి ఇన్ ది సెట్ ఆఫ్ లిస్ట్. సో మనం ఇనీషియల్గా తీసుకున్న లిస్ట్లోనికి మనకి రావాలి. దట్స్ కాల్డ్ విల్ కాల్ ఇట్ యాజ్ ది థర్డ్ ఫంక్షన్. వెన్ కమింగ్ టు ది ఫోర్త్ వన్ ఈజ్ ది స్టార్ట్ స్టేట్. So you are starting at a particular point, that usually you need to denote it as a q0. Usually you need to denote it as an arrow symbol followed by it will start from 0, q0. That you'll call it as a q0. And second, and the final, you are having the final state, or you may call it as an accepted state. You may call it as a final, or you may call it as a accepted state. So that you will call it as an, that's also. So we a final state may be a single state, or a final state may be a more than one state, means it should be greater than 1. So it may be a only single state, or it may be a more than one state. So whatever the final state we are represented in Q, that also a final state also subset or equals to Q, means whatever the state, if suppose Q3 is the final state, the Q3 should be in Q. If Q5 is the final state, the Q5 should be in Q. That's what we can call it as the final state. It's a subset of Q. Then F is the subset of Q. This is the definition. We are having the 5 tuple representation. The tuples we can see A, it is a DFA name. So the A equals to the tuple Q sigma delta Q naught F. That will represent, you can call it as a 5 tuple notation. That will call it as a 5 tuple notation. By using this 5 tuple notation, we are going to be representing all the data. Means, so whatever the representation you want to indicate in the finite automata, means in the deterministic finite automata, that all the deterministic finite automata indications are given here, that you are going to be indicating all the 5 elements. So that what a Q, it is a set of states, sigma symbols, delta transition function, Q naught start state, and F is the accepted state. That's what the DFA is. When coming to the next, how a DFA processes a string, means whenever you are given an input, normally you are having a symbol. From the symbol we are generating a string. From the string you are generating a language. So the language means it's a string. So now you need to decide, or we need to decide, the machine has to say that the particular string is accepted. The machine has to state that the particular machine has been accepted. So to say that whether it is accepted or not, suppose you can say that has taken a string a1, a2, a3 and so on. So whatever the representations, or what are the 5 indications we discussed, like A equals to Q sigma delta Q naught and the final state. These are the 5 tuples. So every DFA will follow the same thing. So this is the string. Now I want to identify whether my string, so we are given a1, a2, an is a sequence of input symbols. So let us suppose you take that the input symbol sigma, you are having 0 comma 1, means the string may be 1011. The string may be 1011. Now I need to decide whether this 1011 is accepted by the machine or not. So if you want to say that whether the particular string is accepted by the machine or not, we are following a rule. If Qn is the member of n, means you are performing the all the operations. So we'll see the example so that you can have the clear idea of it. Qn means the final state, means you are reaching to all the definitions, means you are moving to all the strings 0, 1, 1, 1. So first initially Q naught on 0 I will visit. I will get some state, that will call it as in Q1. I will move on to 1, and I will get some state, that will call it as in Q2, and then I will move into state, and then again I will get some, that is Q3. Now Q3 will be acted as a Qn. Now Q3 is acted as a Qn. If suppose Qn is the member of F, so F is a final state. So you can see f is a final state. So if Qn is the member of f, then you can say the particular string is accepted. It may reach to the, it should be in the final list. If the particular string is reaching to any one of the state, because we are having the possibility I may have only one final state, or I may have greater than, or means more than one final state. So whenever we are having all these kinds, so you need to indicate whether we are going to be having to the particular string is accepted or not. So you can see the example here. You're having a transition function. This is a DFA. There's a DFA. Whether the string is accepted means we are going to be having a substring as 1. Substring is 101. So substring, this is called substring. So when coming to the W, is of the form W slash something about W. So the condition here, I need to have the substring, means in a string compulsorily I should have 10. I should have 10. So here we are represented like x 0 1 y, where x and y are the strings of the, either it may be formed by using 0 or it may form by using 1. So compulsory it should have the in between x and y, you should have 0 1. So you can take any one example. So you will see x 0 1 y equals to, suppose I am taking a string x as 0 and y as either 0 or 1s. So 0 0 1, I am taking y also 0. So the string I have taken 0 1 1 0. Now I want to decide whether this string means whether it is a substring of 1 0 or not. Yes, it is substring of 0 1. So first I will take delta. So initial state is q naught comma, so the first alphabet is 0 0. So I need to see, so you need to go for q naught on 0, it is moving to q1, it is moving to q1. So I'm taking equals to q1. So now q1, so delta of q1 comma, here next string is 0, q1 comma 0 equals to, so q1 comma 0 itself q1 and now it is moving to the, so I am reading is an input tape. What we discussed in the introduction part is an input tape moving from left to the right. So now I am on q1 and the next element I want to read is 1. So delta q1 comma 1, next I am moving to q2. So it's I'm moving to q2. Now I am on q2. So the q2, now I am on q2. q2 to I want to read the next element is 0. So q2 to next element is 0. So it is in the final state. Here f equals to only the one final state I am having q2. So whenever you're calculated the string 0 0 1 0 or else 0 0 1 1 or else 1 0 1 0, these are all the combinations of the particular elements. So you may get you have to satisfy, means it has to reach to the destination, means it has to reach to the particular element called q2. So that's what how we are going to be deciding whether the particular input alphabet can be accepted by the string or not. So if you're having any doubts related to this, so you can drop in the query. Otherwise you may send an email to the academic academiclover@gmail.com. So anything you can forward the mail, I will respond. Thank you.